Hi everyone, my name is Courtney, and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be talking about my epilepsy. For those of you who don't know what epilepsy is, it is something that involves your brain, and I can't really describe it, but anyway, there are different types of seizures that people can have. There's grand mal seizures, which are big seizures, which my dad had. He doesn't have his epilepsy anymore. It went away. But for me, I still have my epilepsy, and the name of my seizures that I have are petit mal seizures, which are small seizures. And I'll be telling a story about um I've dealt with my epilepsy and what experiences it brought me. When I was a baby, my me and my dad were outside. He was playing with me in the front yard, and all of a sudden I collapsed in his arms and started turning blue. He brought me inside and he tried to explain to my mom what was going on, and she called 911. And the officer responded, jumped over a bush to get to me because he had small children at the time of his own. But when he got there and the paramedics got there, I was already woken up and responsive, just in a dazed look, looking around like, what are you doing? What's going on? And then the big seizure I had when I was 12, I only remember bits and pieces of it from that day. And I remember the date for some reason, because it happened in 2016 on August 10th. And I woke up thinking it was an ordinary day, and I know what is my family knew it wasn't gonna be, because I was off. I was spacing out a lot. I was just blankly staring into space, like, I guess I can give an example because I was just doing this and not talking. And I would come back and just continue talking like I was fine. And I remember being at Walmart when that happened, and we were in the produce section for some reason, getting limes and tomatoes probably, and other things. And I remember getting in the car, my grandma's car, and um, listening to music, because music calms me and it relaxes me. And I remember, like, I don't know when, like, the sun was setting outside, and I was on the trampoline with my brothers, and that's all I remember until, like, when my mom came to check on me at 9:50, and I was watching Full House on my TV in my room with my head leaning on my desk. I was giving my mom a blank expression, and I had looked at the door with a blank expression, then went back to the TV and didn't say anything, and then she left. We sometimes wondered if, well, what would be different if she didn't leave my room, because 10 minutes later I had my big seizure. My mom and grandma heard a thud, and my mom came down the hall to my room and saw me laying on the floor looking up at the ceiling. She told my grandma to call 911, and the commotion was so loud that we woke up my dad, and he came and picked me up and took me to the living room to lay on the couch. And when the paramedics got there, they told me to name my family members, and I did as that. But for me, I remember different stories of it. I remember my mom telling me one where I called my dad Betty, which was my grandma's sister and my great aunt. And I remember another one where I was looking for our cat Betty, the same name, and I was confused and I couldn't understand where she was. And I don't think they wanted to tell me what happened to the cat, so they didn't say anything. But that didn't happen, actually. I just remember that those two did happen. Because I was unconscious and I don't remember what exactly happened. Because for me, from my experience, I don't remember what happened. Because after I woke up, I remember waking up in the hospital. I came to, my mom, the first thing I said when I came to at home was, "Why are you carrying me, Dad?" And when I came to at the hospital, I was watching Frozen. But before that, my mom had a talk with the doctor that was supposed to be taking care of me and trying to figure out what happened to me, had accused my mom of child abuse. My mother would never do that to me. She loves me and my brothers with all her heart. And the fact that the doctor accused her of such a thing, she was angry. And the worst, and well, it got worse. He then started accusing me, myself, a 12-year-old, of trying to end my life. And I was 12. I didn't know what that meant. I know some kids would know what that means, but I just didn't. Because I am still learning new things about life in general. So my mom was so angry that he was accusing her and me, because I was born with extra skin on the back of my head, and it's weird. But it's not from any abuse or anything. I was just born with it. And my mom was so angry that she was accused of hurting her child, and that the doctor accused me of trying to do something to myself. He he ended well, my mom, I mean, asked the nurse to get a new doctor and told her to get that doctor out of her sight and to never ever set foot in my room while I was there. She was just so mad. Like I bet if she could, she would have punched him in the face, but she held back because when it comes to her children and just in general, like if anything happens to us, she goes protective mode activated. Even in general, like if anything happens to us, she will she will punch. Well, not really, but she would just go off and talk back. Anyway, because my mom's not a mean person. She's a nice person. If if you ever meet her. And, but anyway, I have a script because after my seizure I started forgetting because I missed a lot of my seventh grade year because I was at the doctor's, and I just didn't want to be overwhelmed with school, and so I got to stay home from school because of it. So I missed a lot of my seventh grade year because of my epilepsy and tests and stuff. And that was when I first had to go into a very big machine, which is called an MRI. I think I got that right. I think it's either an MRI or a CAT scan. I think I had a CAT scan at the hospital on the night of my seizure. And I think an MRI is when you go into a big machine and they scan you. And I was scared. My mom was scared. She cried because I had to go into a machine. I remember from that one, I had a button and I had to fly on my back looking up, and I pushed the button. He asked me if I was okay. I said I was scared, and he let me listen to country music. You can listen to any kind of music. Well, I don't know if they still do that, but when I experienced it, you can listen to any kind of your favorite music, so I picked country. And after I don't know how long, I clicked the button again. He asked me if I was okay, and then I said I was still scared. Then he offered to play a movie for me, and I said okay. So I just listened to Brave because I think I did something wrong with the viewing thing because I couldn't see it. So after that, we went home, and well, we had breakfast. We went to a restaurant, had breakfast, and then went home. Then after a while, I don't really know the day when I was diagnosed with epilepsy. It was just like, I don't understand what that is. I've never heard of that. But since then, I've been to my doctor for 6 times a month, and now I go to a new one for adults. and I take a medicine called exosuximide, which is a small orange pill where I have to take like 2 times a day now for which is 4 pills, 2 in the morning and 2 at night. Before I took three, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and one at night. I also take 2 vitamins in the morning, which is a B2 to help me not have migraines, and a folic acid, which I don't remember what it's supposed to help with, but it helps me with something. I don't remember what. And let's see. There's more to it. Because for me, I'm just having a hard time remembering what I want to say, because there's more to it than just like the big stuff. Because, oh, I just accidentally nudged my cat. There's more to my story and my experience than what I'm just telling. Like, I, I have EEGs. I don't remember what it stands for, but obviously one part has epilepsy, and they do a test. Oh, and these are just paint spots. I was painting. And EEGs are where you go to the doctor, they take you to a room, and they stick glue on your head to stick wires on your head so that they can do flashing lights in your face at rapid speeds. Like, it starts slow, then it gets rapider, but it scares, that part scares me, even though I take medicine. But before, I didn't take medicine before that. So when I first had my first EEG, which is in 7th grade, I remember telling my friend I had exactly 355 seizures in my sleep. And that's a lot. So I don't know how many seizures I have in my sleep now, because it's scary. Because they do that every once in a while. And last year in June, I did my first at-home EEG, which was an all-day evaluation of what can cause a seizure for me. Like, any normal activity that I can do, like play video games or diamond art or draw, heck, even watching YouTube can give me a seizure. But all of that came back to not having a seizure, and I still had wires on, and I got to have a bandana. That was nice. But it was also kind of scary because I didn't know if I had to stop any hobbies or anything. And I like all my hobbies. But I also didn't want people to pick on me, and I did get weird looks because we had to go to a store. But one lady that was a cashier understood, because she had someone she knew had the same thing I had. So it was pretty nice having someone understand what you go through and not and understand what it's like. So anyway, after that, like I said, the test came back negative for any activity of seizures. But sometimes, like when they want to detect to see if you still have it, they'll tell you when to stop taking your medication, and when, like, up to the day of the EEG. But for me, I still have it to this day. I'll probably have it for the rest of my life because I was born with it. I say I was born with it anyway. And I don't know, like, it just came out of nowhere because, yeah. But I think that might be it for this video. So if you like this and want to learn more, if I have any more to say, please like, subscribe, and I have a poll in my community on my YouTube channel where you can ask questions there if you want to. And if you have any more questions about my epilepsy, you can ask me, and I'll have my mom help me, and I will try to answer your questions if you have any. But this is it for this video, and like I said, please like, subscribe, and comment on the poll I made in my community, my channel. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye.